Our guest today on Let's Talk Jonesboro is Tim Wooldridge, and Tim is the Director of Outreach for ADFA. Tim, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Good to be with you. Good to see you.
Tim, there's so many acronym agencies out there that do things that people sometimes don't know and largely don't really appreciate. Can you tell us what ADFA does?
Oh, well, yeah, thank you, Bill. I'm delighted to be here with you. The Arkansas Development Finance Authority, and we typically say ADFA, is what I think is one of the most important but almost underutilized of state agencies. We will be a part, with the governor's new transformation, we'll be a part of the Department of Commerce. But the Arkansas Development Finance Authority is the entity in which funding for various economic development related programs. We work hand in hand with our neighbors and friends at the Arkansas Economic Development Commission. We'll now be part of that with the Department of Commerce. But the Arkansas Development Finance Authority is the entity that provides funding through not only development but also public finance. We are the entity that houses the Arkansas Student Loan Authority. We are also the entity that provides many of the state's housing-related programs, such as the low-income housing tax credit programs, the home funds, various programs that are dispersed into Arkansas through HUD, are funded through what is called the HFA, the Housing Finance Authority of that state, and in Arkansas that's ADFA. So we work with many entities in terms of economic development, angel investments, guarantee investments, and various things like that. So I've often said that the Arkansas Development Finance Authority is a very important entity and agency that a lot of times maybe local leaders are not even aware of the benefits of ADFA. Certainly Jonesboro is, and we have a long-standing and a wonderful partnership with the city of Jonesboro.
You do, and that's one of Mayor Perrin's always, it's on his priority list, is trying to find ways to supplement our sales tax dollars, which, as he said many times, you can't run a city on a sales tax alone. And so it takes the charity, so to speak, of agencies like yours to make a city what it is. And
yeah, absolutely.
tell us about some of the projects you've sponsored and helped us with in Jonesboro.
Well, of course, we're very pleased to be a part of the Veterans Village, and you and I have not only a long-standing friendship, but a unique story that I don't know if your viewers know, but a couple of years ago, you and I, along with a group from Jonesboro, as we were looking at veterans villages in Kansas City, flew to Kansas City and had the infamous or the famous elevator incident. We spent, I think it was about 2 hours stuck in an elevator in City Hall of Kansas City. In
a small 1930s elevator with 7 people.
That's exactly right. And it was right before Christmas, and I think we sang Christmas carols and all that. But any case, ADFA is delighted to be a part of that and made funds available through the National Housing Trust Fund for the Veterans Village project here in Jonesboro. So we're thrilled and delighted to be a part of that. One of the big things, Bill, that we're working on, though, is down payment assistance. We work with what we call authorized lenders, many of our leading banking institutions throughout Arkansas and especially here in Jonesboro, to provide down payment assistance. Governor Hutchinson has been very focused on as an agency, providing benefits to the citizens that we serve. Our president of ADFA, Cheryl Sluderman, is very positive on us providing benefits to those that we serve. And so through ADFA, we provide down payment assistance for families, not just first-time home buyers, but for many Arkansans that need a little help wanting to realize that American dream of home ownership. And so through the Arkansas Development Finance Authority, we have what is called a first mortgage product, a first mortgage program, through which these local authorized lenders can secure a 30-year fixed mortgage, not only a conventional mortgage, but they can also secure through ADFA what we call a government-backed, a VA, an RD, or an FHA mortgage through ADFA. And the blessing to Arkansans is that when they secure that funding through ADFA, if the family qualifies, and when I say qualify, that means if they're at 80% of area median income, there is up to $10,000 free money available for down payment or closing costs.
When you say at 80%, you mean 80 and below?
Yes, 80. If a family is at 80% or below of the area median income for each county, and that's on our website, arkansashomeloans.gov, people can look, and if they're at 80% of area median income, they can get free money, what we call a soft second mortgage, to help them with down payment. You know, Bill, national research indicates that the number one way to build wealth in a state, and this is what Governor Hutchinson is so positive about us doing as an entity, the number one way to build wealth in a state is to make more of those citizens homeowners. National research indicates that over a lifetime, those who own their home as opposed to rent will have anywhere between $300,000 and $400,000 additional dollars, not only maybe in equity in a home, but even in their 401k, because of the culture it creates of home ownership. So it is a matter of great public policy that the governor and our president, Cheryl Sluderman, wants us to promote among Arkansans. If you want to realize the American dream of home ownership, as a state, we want you to realize that dream, and ADFA is here to help. So we provide up to $10,000 free dollars for a family that's at 80% or below of area median income, and for the rest of Arkansans that just maybe for whatever reason it's difficult to come up with down payment or closing costs, we provide up to $10,000 of money through ADFA that is amortized over a 10-year note as part of their house payment. And so those are just a real blessing to families to kind of remove, as again, national research indicates, the number one barrier to home ownership: down payment and closing cost. And so if you have a state entity that can remove that barrier, then we help not only our citizens, but we help our lending institutions by making that down payment money available, and then certainly those our friends in the real estate community as well, of making sure those deals get done.
All right.
So the thing that we're trying to really promote among our lenders and among our realtors and among our viewers and among stakeholders like you is that ADFA is that entity that is here ready to help with those funds.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. Now, you mentioned the Veterans Village. Tell me exactly what you guys' role has been in that.
Well, again, as I said, because we are the Housing Finance Authority of the state, many of the federal funds for various things, such as the National Housing Trust Fund, the National Home Program, low-income housing tax credit funding dollars, those things that flow into Arkansas flow through ADFA, and ADFA makes those available to entities such as Jonesboro. And so I want to just say to our viewers out there that you all and the mayor have been very, very proactive in seeking and securing those funding dollars. And I think that the city of Jonesboro was the very first city in Arkansas to secure some of the most recently made available National Housing Trust Fund dollars for veterans, and it's going to be used for the Veterans Village. So that's going to be a terrific program. We're delighted to be a partner in that.
That's great. That's great. Tell me about your funding source. Does it come from federal agencies or federal?
Terrific question. One of the things that I like most about ADFA is that ADFA does not receive general revenue from the state of Arkansas. So when our various entities that are so important to the citizens of Arkansas, from education to higher education to Department of Human Services to Department of Corrections to highways, various things, when they're over there, as I often say, marching the marble, working to get their part of that general revenue pie of the state of Arkansas, ADFA is not part of that. We do not receive general revenue from the state of Arkansas. We are the entity that has the ability to issue bonds for various municipal and other public projects. And so ADFA is funded based on the proceeds of those bond-related programs, and then of course the federal HUD-related dollars that flow into the state, the administrative fees off of those funds. So those are the things that fund ADFA. And so, we have a board of directors that make business decisions every month on behalf of our entity and on behalf of the citizens of Arkansas. And the proceeds of those good business decisions, just like a bank, it is the proceeds from those decisions are the funds that we use for down payment related assistance programs.
Very nice. Tim, you've made a kind of a lifetime out of taking care of people. You've worked in the state legislature as an elected official. You worked for Delta Regional Authority.
Wooldridge Ridge Development Council.
Development Council.
Right, right.
And tell us, when you look around Arkansas, and I guess other states in the South, but specifically Arkansas, tell me what we're doing right and what we need to improve on.
Well, and first, thank you. I served 16 years in the House and the Senate. It's been back a few years ago now. But even after my service, I just still want to be engaged in shaping what I think is better public policy and better opportunities for our citizens. And I say to our viewers out there, you don't have to be elected to be engaged and to be involved and to be relevant. And so wherever I have found a role to serve, be it in my church, in my local community, at CRDC, now at Arkansas Development Finance Authority, I'm just always honored and flattered to be a part of those things. I think that we have a terrific state. I think there is a culture of hard work, respect for, love our neighbors, seeking the greatest good of our fellow man. All of those kind of things, I think, are a culture that is made available in Arkansas. And I think that as public officials and those that are in the public arena, we need to make sure that we can do everything that we can to make opportunities available. And that's with education, and that's with home ownership, these kind of things that I'm doing. I'm passionate about those kind of things. If we want to generate and build wealth, we have to give people an opportunity, not necessarily a handout, right, but a hand up, an opportunity for a great education. And I am so pleased as an alumnus of Arkansas State University to have a terrific university here in the Northeast Arkansas region. You know, while I travel the entire state on behalf of ADFA as the Director of Outreach, I'm still from Northeast Arkansas. And so this region of the state, I'm still grew up on a small farm in Northeast Arkansas. So providing opportunities for this part of the state is still very, very important to me. And so we maybe there are some challenges in the Delta, but they're not challenges that we can't overcome. And as I often say, if the resources and the opportunities are available, we're really limited by our imaginations. And I want people to have big imaginations. I like to be around people that are what I call, that have an abundance mentality, that think big. Little people don't do big things. Big people with big visions do big things. Right. And that's why I'm so fond of the mayor of Jonesboro, a long-time friend. Mayor Perrin is thinking out. He's looking out over the jungle. He thinks big, thinks visionary. And those are the kind of things that we have to do for Northeast Arkansas. But I guess, as my children say, an eternal optimist, I think our best days are ahead, and I think we have some great opportunities.
I do too. And I can't thank you enough for taking the time to visit with us on Let's Talk Jonesboro.
Thank you, Bill. Happy to be with you.
My pleasure.